If someone were to ask me what is the one thing that without a doubt you are the most proud of in life, I would have no problem giving them an answer. Because to me, it's always been pretty obvious. The answer would be my family. For about as long as I can remember, my family and I have done pretty much everything together, whether it was going out to eat at the weirdest hole-in-the-wall restaurants down in the depths of Soho, New York with the largest milkshakes known to mankind, spending Wednesday and Sunday nights at church together, going to watch Despicable Me 2 in theaters, even though my mom would fall asleep and end up not really watching any of the movie, or even just making Brazilian treats and eating them while playing Wii bowling on a shared Wii room. For my family and me, it never really took much to make us happy, and I've always been proud to say that the Franza crew is a pretty tight-knit. Because of my family, I've learned one of the most important life lessons I ever could. Cherish your loved ones and soak up the little things, because you never know when it's those little things that might be what's getting you through the day. The way my family and I had to learn this wasn't easy, but nonetheless, we learned it. On May 1st, 2017, my mom suffered an awful car accident while she was standing outside of a grocery store. She had gone to go pick up a new lemonade her boss told her was unlike any other, and she assumed that she would have an ordinary day. When she went to go put her shopping cart back, a lady meaning to put her car in reverse accidentally put it in drive, causing her to accelerate her car right into my mom's right leg. It was unexpected, painful, and unimaginable. That summer consisted of a lot of hospital stays, surgeries, and recovery for not just my mom, but for our tight-knit family of four. As we progressed on through the summer and into the school year, my mom slowly but surely healed, just not as fast as doctors imagined that she would and should. Her recuperation wasn't at the point it would be for anybody else by that time, and doctors began to grow suspicious of what could possibly be going on. Months later, after going to a doctor's appointment based on medical suspicion, my mother was diagnosed with two classifications of autoimmune disease, called lupus and scleroderma. Now, I know what you're probably thinking. What in the world could those two words possibly mean? And trust me, 2017 Ian can 100% relate, because I had no idea either. But before I get into that, I thought I'd give a brief little description of what autoimmune disease actually is. Autoimmune disease, in technical terms, can be defined as the human body attacking and damaging its own tissues and organs, causing abnormally low activity or capability in the immune system. And in understandable words, this basically means that because your body is sabotaging itself, your immune system becomes really, really weak. The sad reality of autoimmune disease is that it affects so many people, yet so few people truly know what it is. I mean, if I'm being honest, I didn't even know what it was until it affected my family directly. About 50 million Americans in total suffer from an autoimmune disease. These are diseases with no cures, little awareness, and the hard truth is, so many people struggle to get through the day because of them, and help becomes so hard to find. In my mom's case, her autoimmune disease has not left her completely immobile. She still has control of her hands, legs, breathing, and more. Thankfully, some medications have allowed for this disease to be maintained, to be made manageable so that people can withhold as much of a normal lifestyle as possible. But for some people like my own pediatrician, her rheumatoid arthritis has made doing her job one of the hardest tasks of her life. Autoimmune diseases cause a constant cycle of doctor's appointments, a numerous amount of pill bottles to sort through on a daily basis, and it's just a crutch on life itself. It doesn't take much evidence to know that living with an autoimmune disease is hard. After learning all this information following my mom's diagnosis, I thought to myself, if autoimmune disease is so bad, how come I never truly heard about it? I mean, I consider myself a somewhat smart student who somewhat paid close attention in freshman year biology, so how come the only time I heard about it was in a brief unit about genetics? When so many people are impacted by autoimmune disease, how come we don't hear about people who achieve their goals despite their disease? I mean, think of a charity that raises money for a medical condition. Are you thinking of one? Does it raise money for autoimmune disease? Probably not. When so many people live with autoimmune disease, how come we don't hear more about them? Honestly, these questions somewhat angered me. You never truly know how much something means to you until it hits right at home, and when autoimmune disease hit my family, it hit right at the heart for me. So you're probably wondering what you can do with all this information I just bombarded you with, and hopefully I can be here to help. March is Autoimmune Disease Awareness Month, where many people who have or know someone who has an autoimmune disease take the time to share their own experiences. Maybe try to do some research or read up on these stories. It can be very helpful. Also, ARDA, the American Autoimmune Related Diseases Association, sponsors the Autoimmune Walk, where people can walk whatever distance they want to raise money for autoimmune disease cures. Maybe you can try looking into a walk near you. Now, despite the way I've described autoimmune disease throughout this entire talk, I'm actually not here to speak about all the ways it's left my family in complete shambles. I'm here to speak about all the ways it's actually brought us even closer together. With all honesty, my mom's autoimmune disease has made the family experiences we share all the more enjoyable, besides the whole my mom deals with autoimmune disease thing. We treasure all of the moments that we can just go out and watch a movie, or all the moments that we can go to McDonald's and get fries and milkshakes, despite my mom listing every horrible thing it does to your body. We treasure the moments that we rant about someone who ticked us off that day, or even just how we walked up the stairs after a long day. You know, the little things. We value every time someone tells us how much of a boring family we are, because other people's boring is our fun. We treasure the weekends my sister Audrey comes home from college and we practically throw a party with all of her friends every single time. I guess the message I'm trying to convey here is that treasuring the little things doesn't have to be something exclusive for my family. I want to leave you all with this. Life has such an immense beauty behind all the pain and behind the hardship. And whether your struggle may be with autoimmune disease or mental health or anything else, life is worth valuing every second and every moment, because under all of the sadness, someone else's boring might be your happiness. Because life is just too short to not appreciate the moments that can change in an instant.